means that you stepped outside whatever the comfort level was, whatever the mores of the society were, and you did something because you thought it was the right thing to do. Laura Secord is a perfect example of that, right? I mean, that wasn't what most women would do. That's just not within their comfort zone, but she decided to do that. But I really purport that everyday women, and men as well, but our focus today being women, everyday women, whatever they are forced to do because of the circumstances that they're in, how they need to cope, how they need to take care of themselves, how they need to take care of their families, how they need to keep their communities together, they always make history. And so we need to acknowledge those people and we need to know their stories. And that's what I want my kids to know. Thank you.
Barbara and Carolyn to come back up in case there are some questions that people would like to pose. So we'll start here. Yes?
This one's for Karen, actually.
Do come, Karen. Start here.
How do you make the history relevant, especially if you have a lot of new immigrants in your class, and how do you make it more relevant for basically people might say, well, that's not my history?
Well, my beginning projects in my history class have nothing to do with Canadian history, but everything to do with the individual student. So one of my beginning activities is called My Piece of History. So I ask them to go home and find something in their home that has some connection to the past. It doesn't have to be historical past, like per se like a battle, or it could be social past, it could be pop past, anything that has a connection to another time period. Why is it significant in your home? Why is it on your wall? Why is it in your mother or grandmother's collection? And start as small as that, to realize that it's not just those huge, huge history textbooks that are full of the most historically relevant information. It takes a long time, and sometimes I don't succeed. I have a boy right now, his name's Cameron. I love Cameron, but Cameron's about me. And, it's boring. What do I have to know? They're all dead. So someday you might see the...
I have one like that at home.
Yeah. Yes, so what?
Thank you.
Archie.
Yes.
Yes, a question for you as a teacher. The school board where you work with allowed you to deliver this program? Because the teacher that I talked to, my son's teacher, she says, we can't change it. This is what we are told to give, and this is what we have to do. So, is there any publication that
I have the curriculum to show you, and it does outline, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and it has big picture ideas, analyzing, synthesizing, researching. But we have a lot of leeway in how we present the material to the students.
You're not told.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. In Ontario, teachers are not told how to deliver the curriculum. They're given a curriculum. The ministry doesn't expect them to cover the whole curriculum. But they're given that curriculum, and then they're supposed to use that curriculum, to reflect their particular class, the community where they are, and tease out those historical narratives that will, be more relevant to their students. And so, no, it's not that. The only thing that teacher might be saying, though, is that her particular department has clearly defined what's important in terms of delivering the history curriculum, but she can step out of that because it is her classroom, right? So, no, this is the wonderful thing. We hope that there aren't curriculum police one day.
I'm almost retired at age, so I don't care. Come and get it.
Do you have any questions for, yes?
I just wanted to make a comment more than a question to Caroline. I think that your idea is a wonderful one. I have always thought that it would be fun to walk the walk that Laura Secord did, and I'm just pleased to see that you're doing this. I work for Parks Canada.
What?
Parks. I work for Parks Canada. And I just wanted to ask you what your committee is doing, and if you have resource people to help you in terms of the historical messaging, because I think it's really important, like it's wonderful to celebrate what she did, but I also think it's a great vehicle for teaching and getting across messages about what she did, and I think you can use that and take it a little bit further and talk about the wider context of the War of 1812.
That's it. I think I covered that in what I was saying, and that's what we're planning to use Laura to help tell the story of the War of 1812 across Canada, and help people understand in a more engaging way. Some people, the hockey players, they might not want to play, but maybe they want to go out and walk the rock, and there's different ways. So we're hoping to provide different ways to engage people in learning history. And yes, Parks Ontario is involved in parts of our efforts, especially in the Short Hills Provincial Park, where we're working on that bridge.
Okay, but I'm volunteering if you...
Fantastic.
I use Women's History for parks, and if you want
yes, please contact us.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you. That's what it's all about, connections, right? Any other questions you'd like to pose? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question for the artist. Sorry, I forgot the name.
Barbara.
What are your plans for the near future? What projects do you have?
I was thinking recently, I'm completely fascinated with the Welland Canal.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't fit anything else from the bee jackets, which I love doing the bee jackets because I used to design these sweaters and everything. Who knows where my life goes, but I don't know why the Welland Canal is fascinating to me. It's like the Panama Canal of Canada. I took it for granted it was just there, and now it's the 12-mile creek joined up with Chippewa. And in my research for Laura Secord, it started going, oh, that's interesting, because they had to get the boats from one level to the other. So I think I'm going to, who knows, stay tuned, as they say.
You're amazing.
Yes.
I'm curious about the creative process, but do you come up with an idea of a collection of images that you think reflect the project that you're working on, or is it something that evolves as you're working through it? Like, is it planned out ahead of time?
I have to be grabbed by something, and that's what I say. The first thing is response. It's like, it has to interest me so that when I wake up in the morning, I go, oh, I can hardly wait to think about this or do that, or it becomes its own energy. And I honestly, when I read about writers, they go, I don't know, the characters take me where they're going to take, and I go, right, sure. But it is like that. It's like, it takes you where your passions lie. And I think you're an amazing teacher. Amazing teacher. Because like one of those 13-year-olds who are into fashion, wanted to do history through the uniform of the War of 1812, which I really can't believe that these guys wore red jackets in the woods. I could see the Native Indians going, that is not a good idea. Red jacket, white. But that kind of uniform became, just to keep it in the fashion thinking brain here, that uniform of the red guys versus the blue guys became like what I think is like sports now, like football. Line of red, line of blue, bang into each other. It's like a symbolic war. But that's a fashion, and it doesn't make any sense in the woods. If you're going to have a war in the woods, go camel. But all I'm saying is, you could take a kid's interest and just, I don't know, you can make their own energy pay off for themselves. If a boy is interested in guns, well, sure, a war story is great. But you're so right. There's so many women that were behind the scenes or quietly helping out, making bandages and knitting, whatever we do. Yeah. We're amazing. And, I don't know, I had an anecdote about how women in this war would have changed something, and I can't think of it this minute, but it was good.
Stay tuned. Well, this brings us to the end of our time for this panel. I want to thank our three panelists so sincerely. We have wrote something for you. There are two other people who just must be thanked. As has been said, there was a committee that helped to organize this, but there are two women who have just worked tirelessly on this. One is Allison King.
Thank you, Allison.
Gail Cuthbert-Brin. Thank you very much. Thank you also for coming and being so enthusiastic. Allison, did you have some final comments?
I think that's it. We have the tour starting at 3:30. I'm not sure where we're meeting, but it'll probably be just by the front doors there. And then dinner is at Noche Restaurant at 6 p.m. At 875 Queen Street West. And please do make sure you take the time to become a member if you haven't done so already. And we have our brand new pins, our own pins, that we are selling to support the Heritage Prize that we gave for Women's History for the students. Okay, thank you very much. And we'll